Boy, I sure do love playing Persona 3 Reload. Whenever I play this game, I can just feel myself forgetting everything else that goes on in my life. Oh, wait a minute. I should check in on that little pet project of mine. I uploaded a video at the beginning of last month, after all. Let's see how it's doing. Okay, I got a little update for y'all. I'm letting you take a little peek behind the curtain, so listen up. Now, I thought I knew how this was gonna go. I have a vision for this channel, and part of that vision is that I would have gradually built an audience over an extended period of time. But here I am just 3 steps out the door, and things are moving a bit faster than I expected. In what feels like the blink of an eye, I now have 10,000 subs. Whatever I upload next, 10,000 people are gonna get it in their sub box. So I think the best move right now is to put out a video specifically for those 10,000 people. Something that details the kind of content I wish to create and the possible directions I plan on steering this channel towards in the future. Okay, we good? We all good? Let's go.
Mega Man! The super fighting robot!
So, I don't know how obvious it is that I like Mega Man, but, like, favorite video game franchise of all time, this guy right here. I've been playing the series since before I knew how to read. I physically own all 55 issues of the Archie comic run. One of the highest points in my life was when I was 11 years old and I saw this little guy make it into Smash Brothers. Between Classic, X, Zero, Battle Network, I'd say I've consumed about 90% of the entire franchise, which is a lot if you know how bloated the series is. Even my channel icon is based on the Dr. Wily logo. Anyways, my favorite game of all time is a 3-way tie between Persona 3, Sonic Adventure 2, and whatever Mega Man game. Probably 7 or Powered Up, it depends on the day you ask me, but if you ask me for my favorite game, my answer is gonna be one of these 3. But the Mega Man series is always what I end up coming back to the most, so I expect a lot of my future videos to be about it. I tell you, I could ramble about anything from this series. I bet I could make an entire video about the logo. So yeah, going forward, just expect a lot of my videos to be about Mega Man. I've gotten a few comments already comparing me to Cybershell, which I take as a major compliment. He has this creative style where his passion for hyper-specific topics really comes through and makes his videos super enjoyable, which is something I've really wanted to replicate, and I'm glad that with only 3 videos out, some people think that I've succeeded already.
I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
I would classify the 3 videos I've already made as video essays. One of them is more of a walkthrough, but I think the name still applies. Now, I already have a list of video essay topics to work through. I just want to clarify that not all of them are going to be as psychotically in-depth like the Mega Man score video or the Zelda Key study were. Those are just the videos I chose to start with because I hope that they would show people the kinds of stuff that I'm willing to research in depth. A lot of the ideas I have for future videos are like comparatively more simple. They're just like game reviews or just me talking about something obscure that I find interesting. That's not to say that I won't be doing psychotically in-depth game analysis ever again. I'm just not going to restrict myself to it.
Congratulations, you won!
So I started this channel because, shocker, there are videos that I want to make. I have a few ideas, but the idea I was most interested in was documenting the process of 100% completing different video games. Whenever I play a game, I need to do everything. Collect every item, see every ending, hit the maximum completion percentage, get every achievement. And I'm sure that the part of my brain that compels me to do this is the same part that tells me to, I don't know, research and analyze a specific game's score system in depth. I derive an immense satisfaction from consuming a game in its entirety, and some games make this process much harder than others. I feel like documenting and summarizing this process would make for interesting content, and I personally really like the idea of gradually building a collection of videos that all represent my mastery over different video games. Now, I'm sure some of you are wondering if this hypothetical kind of content would be similar to the content of a certain other YouTuber whose brand identity revolved entirely around video game completionism before it revolved around charity fraud. Just know that whereas he focused more on the general process of completionism, I plan on being more specific from game to game, less like reviews and more like walkthroughs, if that makes sense. Of course, to summarize how to complete a game, one would need to actually complete the game in the first place. And this brings me to the prospect of making step-by-step walkthroughs. Something akin to Rome Mithril's kind of content, but even more thorough, probably to an unreasonable extent. Basically, analyzing every minute aspect of a game and explaining it in full detail, because that's my idea of a fun time. Something that would also be more immediately useful for somebody who wants a specific guide for a game that they're playing. I'd understand this kind of content being relegated to a second channel. If it were up to me, I'd have all my videos on one channel, but really, what do you guys think? Ultimately, it's up to you guys, so please let me know. Main channel, second channel, is this even the kind of content you'd want to see? Tell me what you think.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
With all that said, I have 2 major ideas left to share before I review. First, I want to do a series where I review every piece of Mega Man media in chronological order. It doesn't matter how obscure, I want to go through all of it. This ties into what I said earlier about general game reviews and video essays about obscure content and all that. Such an undertaking would obviously take a really long time, but I also wouldn't be doing it all in one go. It would be the kind of project where I release episodes periodically. The other big project I want to do ties into the game completionism thing. Amongst other games, I want to 100% every game represented in Smash Bros. 64. Donkey Kong Country, Metroid, Earthbound, Gen 1 Pokemon, etc, etc. And only after completing all of those do I want to complete Smash 64, and then after that I would move on to games represented in Melee, and so on and so forth. Doing this would probably take even longer than the Mega Man thing. I honestly don't even know which games would count as being represented in Smash, but that's something to figure out down the road if it's the kind of thing that you would be interested in.
Interfacing with your boss.
So my final recap for the kinds of content I want to create. One-off video essays, like I've been making already. Mostly about Mega Man, but they could be about anything. Summary videos for how to 100% certain video games. Step-by-step walkthroughs and guides for said video games. Reviewing the entire Mega Man franchise in chronological order. Completing every game represented in the Smash Bros. Series. And most importantly, whatever I feel like doing. Do any of these ideas sound especially interesting? Do any of them sound uninteresting? I really want to hear everyone's thoughts and opinions on this. I guess all that's left is a formal introduction. I never really introduced myself in any of my videos. My name's Ethan, though obviously I go by The Retro Dude online. I'm an artist and amateur game developer, and I have a Twitter where I occasionally post art. If you scroll down far enough, you'll even find projects that I dropped, which I hope to come back to one day. I'm going to start posting channel updates there as well, so check it out. And I look forward to creating more videos. Should I show my face? I don't think there's a reason not to, but like, I don't want it to be some like big thing either. Okay, here's a picture of me. Boom. Here's one more. Pow. Here's one more. Wapow.